Hello, I'm Jim Clausen. Welcome to my program on Level 3 Leadership. In this program, we're going to talk about fundamental elements of leadership and how they contribute to getting things done in organizations. The first concept we'd like to explore is the notion that when you talk about leadership, eventually you're going to have to ask leadership to what end? And to what end invites the strategic question, that is, where are we going? How do we choose what to focus our energy on? And what's our plan for getting there? Of course, when we talk about getting there, then necessarily we have to talk about the third concept, which is leading and managing change. So when we talk about leadership, we're really talking about leading strategic change. Now, as we explore this combination of ideas under the broad rubric of leadership, we're going to use a framework, a relatively simple but robust framework that will help you think about how to manage and construct your ideas of change and leadership in your head. The first concept is you as the leader. Who you are, how you conduct yourself, your personal characteristics, the way you stand, the way you speak, all of these elements will affect your ability to get others to do what you want them to do. Of course, then you also must ask the question, leadership to what end, as we just described. So the question here will be, do you have a strategic story to tell? Or, if you haven't formulated one yet, are you still waiting for someone else to make the decisions about where we're going to focus our efforts? If you have a strategy in mind, the next question will be, how do you develop influence to get others to buy into your strategy? This dashed line indicates that if you are unable to communicate clearly what your strategy or your strategic story is, the bond or the connection, the linkage between your employees and the strategy will not form, and your leadership will be undermined. The fourth element will be represented by this north-south axis, your characteristics as an organizational architect. That is, can you design an organization that will help rather than hinder the accomplishment of your strategy? Now, depending on the organizational design elements and the systems that you put in place, you may create an organizational connection with your employees that is either mercenary in nature or perhaps highly committed in nature. The way you hire, the way you select, the way you design work, the people that you have reporting to other people, the structure therefore, the way you assess performance, reward performance, plus all of the financial systems, the accounting systems, the operational systems, all of those design decisions will combine to produce an organization that either people will feel connected with or not. And then on this southeast axis, while you're making all of these decisions around strategy, influence, and organizational architecture, the world is evolving and moving. So your ability to manage change in the organization so that it keeps up with the changes that are occurring around you becomes an important element in our leadership model. So if we use this model as our general framework, the questions will be first with regard to the northern ball, who are you? What are your characteristics? Again, in terms of the way you present yourself, the way you think, and your underlying beliefs. What's your story? Do you have one? If you don't, you'll be a listener in strategic conversations rather than a communicator. Can you sell your story to others? That is, will they buy your point of view? Can you design and create an organization that will help rather than hinder the implementation of your objective? I'm sure you've seen many organizations where they are so weighed under by the various organizational systems and structures and policies and the bureaucracy, if you will, that they've actually lost their ability to produce what they were originally intended to do. And then, can you lead change? Are you a change master? Do you understand the change process? Do you know how to initiate it, how to manage it, how to reach its fruition and reap the benefits thereof? These 5 questions are critical in our study of what it takes to be an effective leader in today's world. Now, all of these elements, of course, take place in a broader environment. So the environment here would include the political environment, the economic environment, the labor market, competitive market, all of the factors that surround an organization and help it to either accomplish its purposes or not.